It's an honor to have been asked to respond to this paper. The paper is truly an intellectual tour de force, showing that clarity and depth can go together. There is much here with which I completely agree, so that I could almost just say, d'accord, moi aussi. Almost, but not entirely.
Okay.
We certainly agree on the major point, namely that modernity needs religion and religions. And I don't know if you were, I think you added something that wasn't in the paper.
Yes.
And it was an idea that I had in my response to your paper, which I read, but never mind. The comparison with sports. You talked about football, and I'm thinking about Tour de France that's coming up. An individual can get along without sports. I myself am an example of this. I always say that it's good that the international sports industry doesn't depend on me. Because if it did, millions of people would be out of work.
Can I answer to the first? No?
But I think societies need sports for a whole variety of reasons. Some, as with religion, are related to sources of identity, meaning, belonging, rootedness, values, stories. They have all had conversations about two basic questions. One, what does it mean to live a good life as a human being? Two, what does it mean to live in community? Now, there are three issues I would like to raise in terms of slightly disagreeing with you. First of all, I don't think that religions actually provide answers. In a few cases they do, but usually they help us refine and improve our questions and help us develop different ways of thinking about them. Secondly, even with religion, we aren't always ensured that we'll be just and ethical. I wish that were the case, but I think all of us know, even religious leaders who have proven to be very finite human beings who have not behaved in a just and ethical manner. Perhaps the solution lies in some kind of synthesis between religion and enlightenment. But there are religious people in several faiths, including Judaism, who are far more modern than I, technologically. That doesn't take much. And might even consider themselves enlightened. But I deeply fear for the future of society with them around. Finally, we might disagree on the issue of religion and state in general, and French laïcité in particular. And I hinted at our opening session, Sunday evening, that as an outsider I may have a different approach. I believe there are different models of religion and state that work in different contexts. For example, David is sitting here. Britain has an established church with freedom for members of other religions, as well as freedom for atheists and agnostics. Australia's Jewish day schools have flourished through receiving government aid, and the Jewish community has been free to thrive. Complete separation isn't the only acceptable model, in my opinion. And finally, I've gathered over the last few days that laïcité is interpreted by different people, maybe in different periods and maybe in different parts of France in different ways. So what I'm about to say may be totally irrelevant, but I'll say it. I disagree, both in principle and as a question of strategy, with any kind of ban on a headscarf. I can understand not wanting people to conceal their faces in public. I can't understand why it should be in any way unacceptable for a woman to cover her hair in public. And this applies, by the way, not only to Muslim women, but some Jewish and some Christian. Thank you for the intellectual pleasure and challenge of preparing a response to this paper.